and due to the nature of its contents, it should be heard by everyone. Thank you for listening.
3, 2, 1.
Now live from the heart of liberal Wisconsin, where the political party is just beginning, welcome to the Devil's Advocate Show. Best friends proving it's never personal, only politics.
Please allow me to introduce myself.
Now here are your hosts, Dom and Crute.
Welcome to the Devil's Advocates Radio Show. Dominic, thank God it is Friday, or, as you might describe it, Summerfest Day 3.
Hey, Crudy, happy Summerfest Day 3. Happy Friday, everybody. It is hot, hot, hot down here in Milwaukee on Brady Street. I'm looking forward to the show. I'm really looking
And that's
forward
just
to being
us.
done. Yeah, and getting out and enjoying this beautiful weather, man.
You know, we got Kelsey Kidd home from L.A. Yes, I barely even want to see you this week.
I'm
Been missing Kelsey Kidd.
going
She's a
to be
good
really
kid.
busy, Crudy. You won't see me this weekend.
I'm going to take her out. It's nice. Now that she's a grown-up, she can go out and have a beer with her old man. It's a nice feeling.
Now that she's all grown up, never did that as a kid. Nor you.
I never provided alcohol for Kelsey as a teenager. I did not.
You never did the, hey, you want to have a beer with us kind of thing?
No. I don't recall ever giving her a cocktail as a teenager. Now,
You got a baby in
she
a
has
bar.
both a grandmother and a great-grandmother that have cabins. And I think the only reason she comes home this week, 4th of July, she goes up to the cabin. And I got to think they do some drinking up there.
It is Wisconsin.
And it is a soon-to-be a holiday weekend. Now, the 4th of July, it's screwing everyone up next week, Dom. Midweek!
Brian, remember, we got to talk about what we're doing next week. Do we have any idea? Are we doing shows? What's happening?
What's
Well-
happening next week? Is there something going down?
4th of July, it'll probably be a pest up, but Dom, let me explain. Today is the last free day on the calendar.
What do you mean by that?
Okay, here's what happens. We are about to turn a business quarter, which, business people care about. But more importantly, we're about to open the political window, which is the 45 days immediately before the primary. And there's no fairness doctrine anymore, but there is something called the equal time doctrine. And guess what? This dim gubernatorial race screws it up for everybody.
Why is that?
They needed to thin out this herd long ago. Now the window was opened. And if you bring one candidate on, yesterday, Tony Evers, my guy, Tony Evers, came on the show yesterday. If I bring Tony on next week, perhaps he was on the front page. There's some justification. You can defend if there was a specific headline. If you are following the news cycle and Tony makes news, you can bring Tony on. But you know what you can't do? Just schedule Tony. Because if I schedule Tony, I got to schedule Malin and Mike and Kelda and Kathleen
if
and
out of
Josh
blue,
and the
in
whole
this
crew.
window,
Matt.
this 45-day window,
Yeah.
that we happen to invite or someone reaches out to us unsolicited to say, hey, we want to get our candidate on the air,
The answer is no.
because if we did for one, we'd have to do them for all. Unless,
For 8 qualified candidates on the ballot.
unless there was some sort of breaking news like the Wisconsin Supreme Court ruling in Tony's favor.
Specifically, that featured one candidate. If one candidate's on the front page, yeah, we're going to invite them on the show. But are we going to have the bring six-pack and come down and see us on a Friday? No, those interviews, that window for us
But
has
think about
closed.
it as 8 six-packs.
As the booker,
Everybody gets 2 minutes.
I'm just telling you, Dom, that is cumbersome. And I ain't going to do it. I'm not going to do it. So unfortunately, here's what happens. The only the only messaging you will hear going forward about the Dem gubernatorial field. Tony got the last freebie, Dom. If they want messaging, they got to pay for that going forward. Now they're within the 45-day window, or at least by Monday they will be. And also, little inside baseball for all our Democratic and Republican friends. Same applies across the aisle to the Republican candidates. They're also in the fundraising season, Dom. You just want to go have a beer, and they just want you to take one more minute and consider that tomorrow's a very big deadline for them, and they need your dollars, maybe $5, $10, $20,
Oh, yeah, I was going to do it.
$30. They need it now,
Or
Dom.
more.
Up to $2,700. I think that's the cap on the primary, $2,700 per individual donation. But of course, if you're the governor, why give it to me when you can give it to a third party? And I'll coordinate with them.
Ooh.
And then it would be tax deductible to you.
That's even better.
And they'll never tell that you gave them a private or corporate donation. Because I, the candidate, could not accept corporate donations. But I don't need to. I just say, hey, you, Mr. Corporation guy, just give the check to the third-party group.
And I'll work with them on how to spend the money.
And you would say, wow, that seems very corrupt. And I would say, yes, but totally legal.
Thank you, Scott Walker, Wisconsin Supreme Court, and Republicans.
We have a completely unique set of circumstances here in the state of Wisconsin. So it's Friday, and it's the last free Friday, and I didn't book any of them. So our audience, you can always join us. It's going to be a Freaky Friday, whatever you want. Fly that freak flag at 844-967-2789. So anyways, the solicitations, they're going to go till midnight on June 30th. And then if you're in a field of, let's say, 8 gubernatorial candidates, just on your side of the ledger, just the Dems, and you're comparing yourself with the others, and you got to get your message out, you need some money, because it ain't free speech anymore. It's fee speech. And I'm not saying, well, I say that with a little bit of glee. I own a radio station. But we all know all these Democrats typically do is send thoughts and prayers, so I'm not holding my breath at this point. But just understand, the way it works going forward is basically it's all campaign ads from here until August 14th.
Until the primary.
And those with more money are going to show quote-unquote strength. Those with cash on hand. And so therefore, nobody's paying for anything this week, right? They're all hoarding cash. Got to have the biggest cash on hand number feasible.
And
it's a show of strength.
And that's going to be reported next week?
Well, actually, technically, I don't believe it becomes public for consumption until July 16th.
Oh, that late. Okay.
But if you got a big old stack of cash,
You're coming out early and telling everybody.
You might tell the world,
Yeah.
hey, I'm the man.
And
I'm the woman.
and
I
if
got
you
a big stack of cash.
Maybe you don't say anything.
And if you don't say anything. You're absolutely right. I'm not clear. If you believe the headlines, Tom, they're all broke as church mice, right? When you got 8 of them, you got too many and they can't get the donors lining up. And you know what's really going to be expensive for the next 45 days?
Your love?
Yes.
What?
And television ads. These television ads, if you see any of these candidates on TV, they are spending sacks of cash. Big sacks. I would tell you this. I know that we've got a great audience, and it's not just Milwaukee. Of course, we've also added WTTN 1580 AM. Talked to a friend in Middleton today, Republican, but he mentioned to me, I didn't even know you guys were back on. I love the Devil's Advocates. I said, we're still the Devil's Advocates, and you can hear us in Madison. Where do you live, Middleton? I knew that. I said, I get a little scratchy on that side. But 1580 and 1510, we're covering 2/3 of the Democratic voters here in the state of Wisconsin.
Just to signal strength of both of these stations.
Yeah, because I don't care what all the outstate Dems, go ask Dana Wachs what he would say about this. Outstate Dems. Well, outstate Dems don't live in the density of population it typically takes to win a primary. Now, all bets are off with the field of 8, no doubt. But Milwaukee and Madison, these are 2 very important markets, Tom. And I would just point out to our audience, and this is Crudy's selfish, hey, take note of. Hey, take note of, audience, which candidates start running ads beginning next week. Because if they're not running ads, they might be broke.
Ooh.
And if they're not running ads here, I don't love them anymore.
And love isn't free anymore. Cody.
Honestly, if the Democratic Party does not come to us, Democratic candidates, I don't mean the party, not the DPW. I guess it's probably not their role to advertise directly here, or at least they don't see it as their role.
Well, hell, they're not picking sides.
But these individual candidates, what'd Kelda have? 2%? 2%. Tony's at 25. What you gonna do about it, Kelda? Call me.
Call me, girl.
844-967-2789. All your calls are welcome, but understand, I'm just trying to impart to you, our audience, our friends, this is how the game is played in politics. And come Monday, every message you hear from a candidate, it's not going to be interview style. It's going to be bought and paid for fee speech as the right-wing talk radio stations.
Doing 235 hours of conservative talk per day in the state of Wisconsin.
You think any business has ever associated themselves with any of those 81 whitey talk radio stations? You think any candidate spending money on their airwaves?
I'm betting they are.
Ask Kevin Nicholson, 37% in the Marquette University Law School poll. Although, Nurse Ratched, she is pretty despicable. Come back with us. Thank God it's Friday. 844-967-2789.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe. I suggest the Democrats use it.
Join the resistance against dirty carpets. Call Zero Res Madison today for our summer special. Clean and sanitize 3 rooms for only $139. Call 608-848-9000 or schedule online at ZeroResMadison.com. Zero Res, spell it forward or backward, it's the right way to clean.
Today we decided to walk to school. The light counted. 15, 14.
13?
We took a left on Carroll Street. Danny's smart, but he gets distracted. He realized he forgot his homework. I hope he doesn't have another bad day at school.
When you can see learning and attention issues from their side, you can be on their side. That's why there's Understood.org, a free resource for the parents of the 1 in 5 kids with learning and attention issues. Go from misunderstanding to Understood.org. Brought to you by Understood and the Ad Council.
Excuse me. I know you have a 9 o'clock, so I'll keep this short. I'm the business suit in the back of your closet. You wore me nearly every day before your office went, quote, casual. I used to be the CEO of your closet. Now I'm just that one intern no one ever talks to. I always thought you'd circle back with me, get granular, keep me in the pipeline. But nada. Nothing. Don't you remember the McKittrick presentation? You spilled coffee on me and I still looked amazing during the breakout talkback Q&A. So, I think it's time for me to move on. I've got a great resume and I absolutely crush it in interviews, okay? Let's make this a clean break. Shift the paradigm. The only thing I ask is that you think outside the box here and do this. Take me to Goodwill, where I can really make a difference.
Your donations to Goodwill create new jobs, training programs, and education assistance for people in your community. To find your nearest donation center, go to goodwill.org. Donate stuff. Create jobs. A message from Goodwill and the Ad Council.
Five9, your local single-source IT solutions provider. Specializing in cloud technology, consulting, servers, networks, and hosting. We manage your IT so you can focus on running your business. Enjoy technology. Enjoy Five9s.com.
Here at Bounce Milwaukee, we not only want families and friends to build connections, we also want to grow those connections in our community. That's why every Wednesday night from 5 to 8 p.m., we host Refuel the Resistance. It's a great chance to have a drink in our arcade bar, try something from our fantastic restaurant, connect with progressive activists, and support local organizations. For more information about Bounce Milwaukee's Refuel the Resistance, visit us at bouncemilwaukee.com or call 414-312-4357.
Scott Walker thinks Wisconsin should once again hire him as governor.
You wouldn't hire me to be a neurosurgeon.
This is a person who has not worked in the private sector since 1993.
You wouldn't hire me to run condos. You wouldn't hire me to run HP.
And has made his political career.
You probably wouldn't hire me to run the United States Senate.
By using divisive tactics to the benefit of his corporate donors.
First step is we're going to deal with collective bargaining for all public employee unions. Because you divide and conquer.
Now he supports the largest publicly funded government subsidy of a foreign corporation in American history.
You know, they can go suck lemons.
And Scott Walker has yet to live up to his first campaign promise to create 250,000 jobs.
Is this a campaign promise? Something you want to be held to?
Absolutely.
Scott Walker, we the people are done sucking your lemons. This message was paid for by the People for People Corporation. Donate online at p4ppc.org, p4ppc.org.
Hey everybody, I'm Daryl Ingram of News Talk 1510 WRRD, Wisconsin's Resistance Radio. And I am the Director of Advertising and Marketing. The pride of our independent stands runs deep in all that we do here at the station. The thing that I know for sure is that you can count on the quality and independent production of client advertising, mirroring the quality and independence of our fine programming here at News Talk 1510. To learn more, contact me at 414-335-0851 or via email at daryl@newstalk1510am.com.
The Devil's Advocates, the fix for political junkies everywhere.
And we are back. Thank you for listening to the Devil's Advocates radio show on Wisconsin's Resistance Radio Network, streaming live on YouTube and Facebook. You can hit us up on Twitter at Devil Radio, and always, we air grievances on Friday. The party line to talk or text, 844-967-2789.
Dom, I'm doing a little exercise. I don't know if people have noticed on the Facebook page.
You're working out?
That is a funny one. On our Facebook page. It's not that funny. On our Facebook page, I've tried to make it interesting. Keep it interesting. Spice it up. You know, like you and the wife's sex life, Dom. I have been putting up new photos almost every single day on our map of the great state of Wisconsin. It's got some round circles and some things on there. And people are, it's Radio Network, 1580 AM Columbus, Madison, 1510 AM WRD. I don't know which one you're listening to. Hell, you might be on the stream. You might have us on the Facebook live stream. You might be listening on TuneIn. But we're kind of a big deal. And anyways, you might think, well, if the window has closed or opened, depending on your point of view, for, you know, political window as they call it, how are you guys going to stay relevant? Let me tell you how. Next weekend, Dom, I'm working.
You're working again? Man, you do a lot of work, Curtis.
I might be working the longest, hardest. Well, I worked harder and longer. Radio is not that laborious, but it's fun. But right here on 1510 AM, 1580 AM, we're going to broadcast a Dem gubernatorial forum moderated by yours truly, Sunday between 2 and 4. 6 of the candidates will participate in that fine event.
A week from Sunday.
A week from this Sunday, July 8th, on this Resistance Radio Network. Look on the top of our Facebook page. Like us there if you have not done so already. And look at the glorious signal pattern. The sheer amount of real estate we're covering with this beautiful, sexy signal. 2 signals, really.
It's huge.
I'm the big signal. You're the little signal.
You know, someone pointed out if you turn it upside down, it looks like a heart.
We broadcast from the heart of liberal Wisconsin. We'd like to increase the size of that heart. But Dom, anyway, so the window, all we can do now is put together super cool special event kind of broadcast. That's how we can help bring relevance to this Democratic race, help keep some focus on there when we can't individually interview these people. So next Sunday, July 8th, 2 to 4 p.m., Dem gubernatorial forum, and I will moderate. And if I'm doing it, I guarantee we play it twice.
Hell yeah.
We'll play it out
where
some
is it?
Night next week in Reedsburg.
It's in Reedsburg, Wisconsin.
Reedsburg, beautiful Reedsburg.
Can people go to it if they want to show up?
Yeah, my understanding, yes.
All right.
You got to look it up on Facebook. I haven't shared it yet. It's not my event. I'm just the moderator and the broadcaster of that fine event.
Yeah, minor roles. So you're going to be up on the stage asking the questions?
Yes.
Is everybody showing up?
6 of 8.
6 of 8.
2 that are not able to attend, and my understanding, they both have conflicts, although Tony probably felt like he dodged a bullet. Evers unable to attend. And
show at the Educators Amplified.
And she thrice confirmed to me, we are confirmed for Reedsburg. So Mayor Soglin, it'll be our first opportunity to broadcast Mayor McGrumpy Pants.
All right, well,
I won't call him that.
Don't forget to
I'll be respectful.
The
Mayor.
weed question. Don't forget the weed question.
Come on.
Come on, man.
I don't forget. That's your territory, and you left it hanging with Tony Evers yesterday. That's a guy that needs to get pinned down on that issue. But also, I wouldn't even be done working next Sunday. Dom, when that's done, hopping in the car, packing up the travel kit, and we're going to broadcast a first congressional debate between Randy Iron Stash Bryce and Kathy Myers. And that is, of course, the race to win the primary to go out and repeal and replace Paul Ryan.
Also on Sunday?
Also being broadcast on Wisconsin's only Resistance Radio Network. That will broadcast. The actual debate will happen between 7 and 8 p.m. And then, from 8 to 8:30, Crudy commentary.
Crudy's Cuts?
Crudy's Cuts. Some people don't even know how clever I was all the way back to college.
You've been trying for years, man.
So, and I'm sure we'll have more events between here and the primary, but two of the biggest races in the state of Wisconsin, we've got them. The debates, one's a forum, one's a debate, but Randy Bryce, Kathy Myers, that might be the only head-to-head. I think Bryce accepted 2, and we got one of them for surezies. Next Sunday, July 8th. That's 7 to 8, and then Crudy commentary till 8:30. I'm sure we'll do a little post-game with the 2 candidates. And, of course, the Dem gubernatorial debate forum. I'll make them fight cage match style. Dem Fight Club. That event in Reedsburg, but also right here on Resistance Radio. That's how we stay relevant. That's why you should hear your candidates' messaging. That's why you listen each and every day, because you love us. Because no one else does it like this. No one else ever even leaves the studio. When's the last time you ever saw Mark belling in public other than at Victims? Just say it. I'm not saying, I'm just saying.
Man.
Come back with us. More Devil's Advocates. We'll talk about Wanker and his millions. His ad campaigns, they've commenced. Our phone number, 844-967-2789.
Did you ask me a question?
Well, I have a microphone, and you don't.
So you will listen to every damn word I have to say!
Five Nines, your local single-source IT solutions provider. Specializing in cloud technology, consulting, servers, networks, and hosting. We manage your IT so you can focus on running your business. Enjoy technology. Enjoy 59s.com.
180 over 111, and I had a stroke. I couldn't speak or walk.
This is high blood pressure. Get back on your plan. Go to loweryourhbp.org. Brought to you by the American Stroke Association, American Medical Association, and the Ad Council.
Donna from Louisiana. The storm just hit, and we went from donating to the food bank to needing it.
Hunger is a story we can end. End it at feedingamerica.org. Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
I'm Jesse Pika-Holz with Solidarity Realty. If you're looking for a home in Madison or Dane County, call me. I know Madison. I know homes. I'll protect your best interests. Call Solidarity Realty at 608-284-9311 or search solidarityrealty.com.
Well, you are listening to Wisconsin's Resistance Radio Network. Ooh, I just felt a trickle down. No, I don't recall doing it.
Hello, I'm Tom Bennett, President of Teamsters Local 200. In 1903, the International Brotherhood of Teamsters was founded, and our local union was founded in 1935 here in Milwaukee. During the last 115 years, the principles and values for the Teamsters Union have made many improvements for working families, creating a pathway to the American middle class. Teamsters have assisted families and communities in times of need. Currently, our active and retired membership are collectively working to benefit working families across this nation for retirement security and addressing long-term social needs here in Madison, Wisconsin, and in Washington, D.C. American workers do have a voice in the workplace. Let Teamsters Local 200 be part of that action plan for you. For more information, please visit us on Facebook at Teamsters Local 200 or visit our website at www.teamsterslocal200.com or give us a call at 414-771-6363. TeamstersLocal200.com or 414-771-6363.
180 over 111, and I had a stroke. I couldn't speak or walk.
150 over 90, and I had a stroke.
This is what high blood pressure sounds like. You might not feel its symptoms, but the results from a stroke are far from silent. Get back on your treatment plan or talk with your doctor to create a plan that works for you. Go to loweryourhbp.org.
Head to toe, everything's changed.
Brought to you by the American Stroke Association, American Medical Association, and the Ad Council.
Live via phone, he is former U.S. Attorney Jim Santel.
Firing Bob Mueller doesn't mean that the prosecution, the investigation goes away. Pardoning one individual does not mean that you undo everything that has been done before. So this notion that somehow by shutting down and by pardoning and by sort of stopping the process, you're also stopping the wheels of justice is simply, again, it's simply wrong.
The Devil's Advocates, weekday afternoons on 1510 AM, Wisconsin's Resistance Radio.
For Wisconsin's Resistance Radio Network, I'm Stu Daniels with your headlines. Today is day 3 of Summerfest. Some of the artists on stage tonight include Third World, Social Distortion, Lissy, and Maze featuring Frankie Beverly. Summerfest is changing their carry-in policy for this weekend's heat wave. Today and tomorrow, visitors will be allowed to carry in 1 sealed bottle of water. In addition, there will also be misting stations at the Summerfest grounds this weekend. And July 2nd is the deadline to claim your $100 child tax rebate. Outside this afternoon, sunny and then mostly clear tonight. Lows in the upper 70s in Milwaukee, mid-70s in Madison. Tomorrow, sunny and hot with highs in the low 90s in Milwaukee, mid-90s in Madison. You're listening to Wisconsin's Resistance Radio Network.
The Devil's Advocates, making radio great again.
Welcome back to the Devil's Advocates Radio Show. Thank God it is Friday. The last free day of the political window, and I closed it on them, Dom.
What if they call in? They still get to, contribute as a caller?
I think one candidate tried doing that one time, and we did not accept that gubernatorial candidate's call. I will not throw that candidate under the bus, but we didn't take the call. I will throw, without naming names.
Come on,
Let me tell you about a conversation I had today, Dom. Once again, kind of trying to help you understand the insides. The next headline I'm going to read, the next topic we're going to talk about, I'll read it as written. Scott Walker spends heavily on TV as Democrats scramble to raise cash.
He's been all over the place.
And of course, everybody knows Scott Walker. Love him or hate him. Yeah.
Oh, you mean the education governor?
The education. Even Tony Evers thought I was a little funny on that one. So we'll talk about that next. But the political window, the 45 days to the primary, where you can't put one candidate on and not honor equal time for all the candidates. So the Dem field, as muddled as it is, they're screwed. They can't go get earned media, not unless they're on the front page.
So much easier to do with, obviously, a race of 2 people, perhaps, or even 3.
Sure. But when you got 7 other competing candidates,
Yeah, right.
It's hard to differentiate your message. I would recommend Wisconsin's Resistance Radio Network, a very efficient, Dem-friendly, progressive-friendly, and cost-effective means of messaging. But that, of course, self-serving advice. No, go see if you can catch up with Walker on the TVs. I'm sure you'll be right on his heels. Wait. We're not going to get there because I still got a guy to throw under the bus.
Oh, but now you're clarifying. A guy to throw under the bus.
Oh, did I say a guy?
Now you're talking 6. 1 of 6. Go ahead, man. See if I can guess.
But guy is not necessarily it's like a dude I got to throw under the bus. Guy is not necessarily a gender-specific term to me.
Is dude?
No, not gender-specific.
You call my 6-year-old daughter dude all the time.
You can be a female dude. In my vernacular. Someone texted us. Yeah. We both have admirable vocabularies or something of that sort.
You both have admirable verbal skills. And I wasn't clear if they were being cheeky or not, but,
read it as you will.
A human being.
One campaign manager that I spoke to earlier today. And, we got enough campaigns and events and stuff coming on. I don't care if you try to do the math because screw this guy.
How to make friends and influence people.
Well, here's what they said. For a few of you that have listened to the show, my family is fairly financially invested in this little outcome. And while I know there are lots of people giving blood, sweat, and tears like yourself and Brian and all the guys that work here, Stu and Earl and Daryl and Keith on the weekends, and Joe Costa, and hell, even Joel threw his part in for a while before he.
Don't forget Maggie.
And Maggie, hell, she's probably the smartest of us all. A lot of people working hard. It's not just me, but financially, it feels like it's just me. So when I point out, you don't hear political ads over here, not like you do on Right Wing Talk Radio. And when I point out somehow the righties find it within their financial resources to support 81 right-wing talk radio stations. How many hours a day, Dom?
235 hours of conservative talk a day.
So even if you're not a big fan of talk radio, although who's not?
Obviously, you've not heard us.
Okay, just this product. You can exempt. Say, I'm not a fan of talk radio, but you guys, super cool. That would be true. But here's the deal, dude. I mean, honestly, 81 to 1, or let's call it 2, but it's the same 2 is still just 1. It's still just us. It's still just Resistance Radio. And if all we get is thoughts and prayers, oh, will I be a wounded animal. If you do not hear your candidate on my radio station, I'm just telling you, there's got to be some upside as a media owner to lose your ass for a year and a half. And now it's the election season. Somebody better, put some ads. A few of them. All of them better put some ads around. And where else are you going to reach the Democratic primary field? Seems logical. But remember, we didn't exist before. And these campaign operatives.
There's a new dynamic in play now.
There's a new sheriff in town. A couple of them. And they're not sure what to do with us, Dom. And they'd rather get their asses kicked by 81 right-wing talk radio stations. In fact, many of them will put their own ad resources on right-wing talk radio. If you hear your candidate on right-wing talk radio, I would disqualify that candidate from my ballot. Who's the moron to give money to your competitors, to your enemy? And I don't mean answering some, so-and-so's dirty rotten. You have some super PAC returning the favor. Okay, I'll forgive that sort of DC level whatever. But if you hear any of the fine, dim candidates on any of my righty-whitey competitors, I hope you basically disregard their candidacies going forward, because all they're doing, they're building up their own competition, because they'll cash their checks, sure. But do you know what the hosts say about the Democratic Party, about the individual candidates?
After the ad plays, they throw them under the bus.
To give them money? I mean, Dom, we looked it up. You know what it costs right now? Not for the candidates, but let's say you're a third-party dark money group. You know how much people are paying to be on Mark Belling's show right now?
$450 for a 30-second spot.
So that equates to, what, $900 a minute?
Easy math.
$900 a minute? I better not hear any Dems whining about the cost-effective radio ads here on Resistance Radio. And I'm about done with this rant. We're going to talk about Scott Walker, and I'll rant some more. But here's what this campaign guy said to me today. Well, we'll throw you a little charity, like $500 or so. And if I could have punched a guy in the mouth through a phone, I'd have punched a guy in the mouth. And I'm talking about a candidate that's probably been on the station approaching 10 or more times. And they might throw me a little charity.
10 or more times?
10 or more times.
Isn't that
over the course
charity?
of probably
Isn't that a little charity?
Well, not for me, because it costs money every day. This isn't a charitable operation. We're not public radio. We're not community radio. When the power bill comes due, Dom, 23,000 watts running all day long. You think your air conditioner sucks? You should see my power bills and mortgages and rents and, the expense. That's business.
Yes.
But the Democratic Party doesn't know how to do business. And I'm just telling you, this is how Republicans do it.
But isn't it up to the individual candidates? They're the ones pulling the trigger, deciding where they're spending their money, how they're messaging, what the messaging is, how often they're going to get
all care about getting elected. They all look in the mirror and think, I'm the one. And some of them are wrong. And I know some of them are wrong. I think...
Well, most of them are wrong. Odds are. I mean, there's 8 running, only one's going to make it through.
Well, and it's not just the Dem field. There are other candidates running in competitive primaries against other Dems. But my point is, if you think this is charity, it's not. And if you think I'm going to be charitable to your candidate going forward, I'm not. I'm affected. I'm not a moron. I don't say crap on me. And then what can I do for you? Those days, that window closes today. It closed at like 3 o'clock. The window's closed. I'm no longer Crudy, your buddy on the radio. I'm Crudy, the guy that you need to bring your checkbook to come talk to for the next 45 days. And then we'll all coalesce around the eventual nominee in each of these Democratic races. And I'll be just like the rest of you. I'll be rooting for him. You know I will, Dom. But if nobody spends money, if the Democrats don't understand you got to support at least one outlet, do you think there'll be one outlet next year? Do you think you'll be 81-0? Or do you think perhaps the Democrats will wisen up and think, you know what, even once we get governance, even if we win, there's still perhaps going to be a bad headline in the future. They seemingly, there's always a rainy day in the future.
Plagiarism.
Oh, that kind of hurt our pal, Mary Burke's campaign. One of the saddest days of my life. I got a call from Mary Burke's campaign 4 years ago in September, late in the race. Hey, I need Mary on your show today. Love to accommodate. I'm on vacation. It's my wife's birthday. I'm out of town. Can't do a show today. Mary went out and faced the less friendly media. And someone said, what, Dom? Plagiarism. And Mary looked like a deer in the headlights. And Mary went up from like up 3 or 4 in the Marquette polling. And she never led again. And she, of course, eventually lost. And she never even really got to explain herself properly. I mean, we brought her on the following week.
Yeah, but
we
then
were literally...
The corn seed has been planted.
Yeah, she had already lost the race. Effectively, she was dead. They already had her deer in the headlight, already had the video, already ran the ads.
Yep.
Before I ever got back on my return flight. Well, we were literally, Dom, the only lefty talk show in the entire state. We were only in Madison. But PolitiFact, other journalists, because we are the platform, the only platform that they can effectively go to when they get a bad headline or they need to explain themselves. They got to come here, or they should. If they're smart, sure. Do we always tee it up for them? No. But do we give them the opportunity to answer a question without us jumping on them, interrupting them, or wishing them bad thoughts? Because, what, are you going to go to Belling's show? I mean, really, Democrats, if you don't support me and you get a bad headline next year, you going to Belling? Belling will crush you like a bug. So, ultimately, I would encourage all the Dems to wisen up, to get on board. We're part of the team. You know, like Dom's the manager. I just want to be Coach Crudy over here. Just want to help guide your messaging from here to the finish line. Want to help you win.
There's no crying in baseball.
Very little. I'm done crying, Dom. So anyways, I would just say pay attention. It will be a reflection going forward. Who's got money? If you don't have money, you can't spend money. If you don't hear them on the radio, if you don't see them on the TV, they ain't got any money, and I don't know how they win. And also, I gotta be completely honest. I've been a businessman all my life. I speak Republican. I came from banking. I did real estate and banking. I'm sorry, my background's in Republicanism. And I get the fact that, you know what? You get the call. I mean, I get so many charitable calls at my other office. Hey, charity, just for clarity, but you better support this because this ain't charity. And if you don't support it, I don't like you anymore. I'm just being very, very candid right now.
Thank you, Michael.
You don't get any straighter than right here on the Devil's Advocates radio show. We'll turn to the more important topics, secondary in my heart, but to the rest of you. We'll turn to the Scott Walker bashing right after this. More Devil's Advocates, 844-967-2789. Democrats, please take that personally.
Where's the money? Yeah, you like that? That feel good? That feel good?
No, I'm going to stay for a while. How about that? Freedom.
Brad Zog, owner of Zero Res Madison, resisting dirty carpets and harsh chemicals. Brad, why should people use Zero Res Madison?
Why wouldn't you clean your carpets like this? We're not using any soaps. We're not using any chemicals. We cost about the same as the other guys. You look at it and you go, where's the downside? You got a completely green clean. That's awesome. We guarantee it. There's no downside.
There's no downside. Use Zero Res. Call Zero Res today. 608-848-9000. Zero Res. Spell it forward or backward. It's the right way to clean.
What are you waiting for? It's time to join the union. I'm Andy Buck, field representative with the Painters and Allied Trades District Council 7 of Wisconsin. You're already doing the work. You deserve to make a fair wage. You work hard, but your body isn't going to last forever. Cash feels great in your hand, but having health insurance, a safe workplace, and a secure retirement gives you peace of mind. Join the union and make your job your career. Look us up online, Painters and Allied Trades of Wisconsin. If you're a painter, glazer, drywall finisher, start getting paid like it. Join the union.
You concerned about speaking up at work? Do you feel like you have no say in your day-to-day work routine? Join Teamsters Local 344. Call 414-258-4545. Get a seat at the table. Join your brothers and sisters in negotiating for better wages, hours, and working conditions, and be part of the most powerful union in North America. Teamsters Local 344 covers sales and service throughout Southeast Wisconsin and package and airlines statewide. Contact Teamsters Local 344 at 414-258-4545 or at local344.org.
The Resistance is live 7 days a week here on 1510 AM WRRD, Wisconsin's Resistance Radio. Tune in Saturdays for Busted Pencils, fully leaded education talk with Dr. Tim Slecker, 11 a.m. to noon. Then it's the voice of the voiceless, champion of the working class. Earl Ingram's Saturday show is live from 12 to 3 p.m. Then Right Meets Left with the Joel and Joe Costa Show. Republican State Rep Joel Clayfish and Democratic State Rep Joe Costa Zamarupa go toe-to-toe from 3 to 4. Always streaming at newstalk1510am.com, Wisconsin's Resistance Radio.
Do you own a rental property, or would you like to partner with a rental investment team? Call the pros you can trust at CCL Management. Rental expertise second to none, a general contractor on staff to direct repairs and improvements, and real estate brokerage services tailored to the small investor. If you're ready to invest in rental property, or just need professionals to manage your real estate portfolio, call us, CCL Management, at 608-833-0009, or visit us on the web at cclmanagement.com.
So, Jesse, why should someone buying a home pay for an agent when they can go online or call the number on a for sale sign?
Great questions. First of all, never call the number on a sign to see a home. That's the seller's agent, and they don't represent your interests. If they show you a home outside of an open house, you forfeit your ability to have someone negotiate in your corner at no cost to you.
Well, with interest rates still at historic lows, how can buyers still get a great deal and protect their rights?
Step 1, find a buyer's agent that you trust. Your agent will best find the home that fits your needs, anticipate problems, and negotiate on your behalf from offer through closing day. And most home listing contracts stipulate that the seller's agent pays for the buyer's commission.
Solidarity Realty. They're real, they're solid, they're honest. Whether buying or selling in Madison or Dane County, call Solidarity Realty, 608-284-9311, or find them at solidarityrealty.com.
Have a drink at Regano's Roman Coin. This neighborhood corner tavern is as classic as the street it occupies. Family owned and operated since 1966, Regano's Roman Coin is located in a former Pabst Tide House on historic Brady Street, serving an array of craft beers with a focus on Wisconsin breweries. Also, weekly drink specials, trivia on Wednesdays, seasonal sporting events, parties hosted for all occasions, and pet friendly. Open 11 a.m. Tuesday through Friday, 10 a.m. Saturday and Sunday, closed on Monday. Regano's Roman Coin, Milwaukee's pet friendly, cash only order and classic corner tavern.
The Devil's Advocates, where there's always time for Scott Walker bashing. Hashtag Walker bashing.
And welcome back to the Devil's Advocates radio show on Wisconsin's Resistance Radio Network. Streaming on YouTube and Facebook, on Twitter at Devil Radio. And the party lines are open. Air your grievances, 844-967-2789.
Dominic, you noted on the CNN Chiron, some comedian prank called Trump on Air Force One. Kind of like Walker.
What?
I guess a couple of gullible birds of a feather. I don't know the comedian, but I sure hope it was Will Durst.
We love our Will Durst.
We're going to have some commentary about the 4th of July holiday from Will Durst in the 4 o'clock hour. Dom, one last thought. One last thought.
One last rant.
One last plug. You know, some people listening right now, they're thinking, well, I'm not a candidate, and I'm not on a campaign, and there's so many of them I haven't even decided yet. Here's what you do. You can get behind our fine sponsors, the People for People Corporation.
They are some fine people. The best people.
The best kind of people, because A, when you give them money, private or corporate, they won't tell. You get all the tax benefits. This is how Republicans do it. I'm telling you. You get to take a tax-deductible write-off. You can take it out of your business account, your personal account. You never even have to tell your neighbors about your politics.
Hal, you can cash out your kids' college tuition.
If necessary, do so. I've already done so to keep this radio station going. But here's what I would say. Have you heard anybody else messaging against the current governor? Certainly not these dim gubernatorial candidates.
No.
Are there any responses to the overwhelming millions that Scott Walker is spending on TV currently? I know there's some Democrats plotting for after somebody wins the primary. But what about this summer? No politicking going on this summer? No messaging to be done about our education governor, Scott Walker? If it's not the People for People Corporation, and of course, our fine audience, they've been tremendous to our fine sponsor, the People for People Corporation. And I think the P4PPC, find them at P4 numerical 4PPC.org. I think they're due for another big ad coming up soon, Dom. But if it ain't them running the political ads messaging against the current governor,
the educational ads, identifying issues and presenting them to our audience so they are aware of the situation in the state of Wisconsin.
If it's not the P4PPC, it's nobody. It's 81-1. 81-2. Resistance Radio, baby. Headline, Patrick Marley at the Journal-Sentinel. Madison Dateline. As the Democrats running for governor struggle to raise cash, GOP Governor Scott Walker and an ally are filling the airwaves with ads. Walker is in the middle of a $1.5 million ad campaign that began in May and has featured 7 television spots. On Friday, a group bankrolled by industrialist brothers Charles and David Koch began spending what it says is more than $1 million on television, cable, and digital ads championing the governor's record. In contrast, not one of the 8 Democrats seeking to challenge Walker has gone on the air. That's expected to change in the coming weeks, but the Democratic ads this summer will have less money behind them. It will be focused on trying to get them through the August 14th primary. Walker is creating a narrative that is different than which has run in the past in former GOP strategist in a non-grammatical way, Brian Nemwar. It's a much broader, friendlier, solution-driven narrative than a partisan-driven narrative. In other words, 3 years a hack partisan, and then, moderate, middle, left, Scott Walker election year, Scott Walker.
He's talking about real issues that impact real people. There is some upside for Democrats. Crudy in his past races. Walker or his backers ran ads as early as the spring of the election year, excoriating his opponent. That gives him up to 8 months to plant doubts in voters' minds about the candidate he was facing. But with so many Democrats seeking to challenge him this time, our candidates will be able to tell their own story before Governor Walker and his Koch brothers special interest groups have a chance to attack them with negative ads. The situation will change once the primary is over, or possibly sooner, if State School Superintendent Tony Evers or another candidate firmly establishes himself or herself as the Democratic frontrunner. Crudy, the Koch brothers are spending some money as discussed. Americans for Prosperity running TV spots thanking Walker for cutting taxes and helping the economy. You know, helping the economy. Didn't Kudlow come out today and say, hey, these tax cuts, well, the deficit is shrinking? One small problem. It's not. The deficit has grown year over year from last month. Where is he getting this information from? Republicans, it doesn't matter. They'll say it because that's what they say. It does not matter if the facts bear out what they say to be true. They're just going to say it and move along, and, you know, tomorrow you'll forget about it anyway.
I wonder if the Dem supportive donors, I realize they haven't picked a horse yet in the race, but I wonder if they think they know who is running on the Republican side. Could they run some negative ad campaigns? Could they educate the population?
You think they could?
In a tax deductible way. Come back with us. More Devil's Advocates.
Evil will always triumph because good is dumb.
Hi, Resistance Radio listeners. This is Kim Schrader, the president of the Milwaukee Teachers Education Association. We are the 4,600 educators who make Milwaukee's public education system possible. MTA members are the guardians of public education because every single day we are fighting to strengthen and protect public schools our students deserve. MTA educators are leading the fight in Milwaukee public schools for smaller class sizes, more recess, physical education, art, and music opportunities for every child in MPS. MTA educators are the champions for healthier school meals, positive discipline practices, equitable schools, and schools that partner with parents. MTA members are the guardians of public education, and we are proud to teach all children, regardless of their zip code. To learn more, follow us on Facebook at the Milwaukee Teachers Education Association.
Jeff's Guitar Clinic is a multifaceted shop offering guitars, amplifiers, and